Perfect.
Okay, where do we even begin? I know it's only a 2-minute trailer, but there's just so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Where do we?
First of all, let me say that the trailer for everyone watching, the trailer for Season 7 will be in the description for both of our videos. If you haven't seen it or if you want to watch it again, just check in the description. It will be there, and you can go watch that with ease. So, on to the video now.
Watch. Yes.
Yeah.
Where should we begin?
I think it was, first of all, the animation looks amazing.
Oh, yeah, it's cleaned up even better than... I know I loved the animation initially, but now it just looks so much better than it did in the past 6 seasons.
It does. I think Clone Wars the movie looked okay, but the show really pioneered what Lucasfilm Animation could do. And then we got... The Lego Star Wars stuff really isn't canon, so I'm not really going to talk about that. But Rebels looks good, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And then Resistance looks a little bit different, but this looks by far the best. I mean, it's polished. The way, Anakin's hair and Ahsoka's hair moves, or dangly thingies, they look really cool. So, animation's great.
I was going to say, I can't wait to see what they do. Just some of the voice actors coming back. Going off the voice actors, hearing Rex talking about having second thoughts of the war.
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see, and I hope from the looks of it, and from what I've heard, it's supposed to go pre-Episode 3 into Episode 3.
Okay.
So I'm hoping to see maybe how Rex and the other clones survive Order 66.
Right.
As well as, from the looks of it, correct me if I'm wrong, did I see the Coruscant troopers, the ones with the red armor?
Yeah, I think you did. I remember seeing that. Yeah, that's near the end of the trailer.
Yeah, where you see Ahsoka almost looking like she's trying to escape. I get the feeling she's on Coruscant when Order 66 breaks out. I mean, I could be wrong, but
it could happen.
It could happen. Don't quote me on it, but it's a very distinct possibility.
Yeah. That's me when I see Ahsoka. Anyway, another meme. But no, going back to the Clone Wars, the Clone Troopers. I think it's really cool that he kind of says. I think what's his face, Rex. He says without, we wouldn't be here on this, not Earth, but on these in the Star Wars universe without the Clone Wars happening. So the Clone Wars originally, seasons 1 through 6, kind of had this talking about, we mean something, or we talked about it in the last one. We're not just numbers. We count. And it's kind of cool that they do a little bit of self-reflection on that. I don't want them to do too much reflection, because then it can get, if something gets too deep, and I know Star Wars can get pretty deep at times, but I don't want that to ruin, I don't want them just sitting around going, we're clone troopers and we shoot clankers, I want them to be reflective, but also have action with that.
Yeah. Like, I could easily see Rex finally, I get a sense of Rex walking out of the war.
Yeah, because wasn't Rex in Rebels?
Rex,
Gregor,
and Wolf. All three of them end up on a desert island together, and I'd love to see how all three of them survive Order 66.
Because there's even a section when Mace Windu says, I have a feeling the whatever is planning to destroy the Jedi, and that's a line in Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith.
I get a sense that that's actually right from Episode 3, because if you remember, during that exact same scene, you see Yoda say that exact same phrase, we must take great care with what we do next, and that's right from Episode 3, meaning that quite possibly that's not just them saying the phrase just for the heck of it. That means this is happening during Episode 3. This means someone else on the other end of the hologram is watching this at the time.
I mean, it doesn't make sense for them to say the exact same line and not be that canon reference. That doesn't make sense. Yeah. So I think, like you said in the beginning, they're going to start, probably directly or a little bit after Season 6 when Ahsoka walks away, which is in the trailer. And then I think it's going to, like you said, kind of steer into actual episodes of Episode 3. So, we might even conclude the Clone Wars with the Mustafar fight. Who knows?
Ooh. That...
I
was going to say, if from what I've seen from the trailer, I sense that the Mustafar fight is also going to happen at the same time as the Ahsoka Maul fight, which that fight looks epic just on its own.
Yeah, yeah. I really like how they're adding. I mean, Darth Maul is a big, and we talked about this in the other ones, I think, for the Phantom Menace. But Darth Maul is a big ass pivotal character. You know, he's in everything now.
Oh yeah, not to mention the voice actor, Sam Whitaker, Starkiller. He does an amazing job of playing a broken yet not so broken Maul.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's pretty much lost everything. By the end of season 6, he's lost his brother, he's lost the Night Sisters.
Mm-hmm.
He's lost everything to the Sith, and at this point, I think all he has is Mandalore.
Yeah, I mean, well, technically Dathomir is still a thing because of Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
But it's not like you can just go back and rebuild. You know, he kind of is screwed.
Yeah.
But it's really cool. You know, it's such a cool thing to know that he died in episode 1, and then no, he was too pissed off to die, and now he has this whole arc that. Of course, now we know how he actually dies in Rebels, but it's really cool to see. You know, maybe. Now I'm just like I said. I just for all you guys watching, I just did a paper for my college, and my brain's destroyed. So I'm going to ask you this: is the scene in Solo about Crimson Dawn? Could he mention that in season 7, or did that happen before or after season 7?
Okay, so Crimson Dawn.
Where's the timeline set?
I think happens after episode 3, so there could be him starting Crimson Dawn, maybe some sort of segue into it. They could also mention Cal Kestis from Fallen Order. I get a sense of tie-ins to everything, maybe even the Mandalorian, because you and I have both seen the scenes where he's a little kid and he's dealing with a battle droid attack during the Clone Wars. Meaning they could easily reference any of those scenes.
Oh, yeah. It's all up for, it's all game. It's all good.
Yeah.
So.
It's all canon at this point.
Right, yeah. But going with, what else here? Like I said, we got the scene of Ahsoka leaving, and, I mean, that scene is not only pivotal to the end of the season 6, but it's a huge defining moment for Anakin now that he has his long hair. We're in the end game now, so to speak, with him turning into Darth Vader. He lost his mom, he lost Padme, not yet, but he will.
But yeah.
He lost Ahsoka to a degree. But let me ask you this: how do you feel about Ahsoka Tano coming back? Because I think the end of season 6, when she walks away from the Jedi Order and the Council and all that, and then me watching Rebels, which is the next show, timeline-wise, for her to be older, I don't know. It kind of, for her to come back right after she leaves from season 6 to 7, it kind of feels like, Anakin, I'm leaving, and then like the next week she's like, oh, surprise, I'm back.
I was gonna say,
know she's older.
She's definitely older. My thoughts on it are, I get the sense that she's gonna come back not as a Jedi, because if you've seen enough of Rebels to see the gray lightsabers, that she's a gray Jedi.
Yeah.
So I get the sense that they're gonna slowly push that angle with her. If she has any interaction with Anakin, she might also be part of the reason that he questions the Jedi even further. Because
he's already doing that.
Yeah, he's already doing that. He has such a close relationship with Ahsoka that borderlines not rivaling, but matching Padme's and Obi-Wan's. That if she says, the Jedi are wrong, the Jedi could be corrupt, something is not right with them, it could be a snowball effect leading into episode 3.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And I think that's why, I think overall Luke Skywalker is a more complex character, but Anakin Skywalker has a lot of deep and rich history to him, all thanks to the animated content,
Yeah.
It's really a cool thing. Now, okay, how about this? That one shot of Obi-Wan, and it's dusty, and he looks really pissed, and he's, it's almost like his dying scene, where he kind of has a lightsaber and he looks toward the camera. That looks friggin' cool.
It looks cool. I'm trying to figure out where he is.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks that it could be him on Coruscant. Maybe.
Yeah, it really could be anywhere, because I actually looked, I don't know if you read the description of the trailer, not our description, but the description of the trailer.
Yeah.
It says that there are 12 episodes.
12?
Yes, so it's confirmed 12. I think
Oh yeah, you were right.
most
12.
I think
Continue.
most seasons have around 12 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. We're not getting something where it's like 5 or something. It's a
Yeah.
real season. It isn't like a special. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. And like you said, with all these different planets and the whole Pre-Vizsla and the Mandalorians, not to be confused with the Mandalorian show because that takes place after these events, but
Yeah.
Darth Maul's in there fighting Ahsoka. You got Anakin. I mean, there's so much going on. It could very well become confusing.
I was going to say this season could very well answer many of the questions that people had going into Episode 3. Like
Mm-hmm.
how does Chancellor Palpatine get captured in the first place? I know we talked
Right.
about that when you mentioned the Lego. There was like, I need you to capture me.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna finally see that, or at
Uh
least
huh.
I hope. At least I hope to see it because I always question how did they get away with that? How did they make a big enough scene that it would bring in Anakin and Obi-Wan, and
Right.
depending on which deleted scene is canon these days, Shakti, who,
Yeah.
yeah, we all know
Right.
that. How does Shakti
She
actually
dies in
die?
everything.
She dies in
Yeah.
everything. Force Unleashed, a deleted scene, a deleted scene. I'm pretty sure
Lego
there's
Star Wars.
Lego Star Wars. It's like
She gets decapitated in Lego Star Wars.
that should just be a meme. How many times can Shakti die? But
Right. Yeah.
going back to that, I question how did he manage to make himself get captured in well enough of a way
Mm-hmm.
that it's not too easy where people get suspicious, but it's broad enough that people go, "Oh my God, the leader of the Senate, well, the Senate himself, gets captured."
Right. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's all interesting stuff. I'm really excited. Sadly, this apparently is the final season. I mean, everything. The Skywalker saga technically is over. So
Yeah,
whenever Disney does film wise trilogy, whatever, it will be canon, but it'll be before or after. But this is the last thing of the Clone Wars,
yeah,
and I think that it hopefully will be a very good conclusion. But they even mentioned in the trailer it's a groundbreaking series, and in a lot of ways. It pioneered what you can do with the canon that isn't directly in a live-action film in the theaters, Because a lot of people go, okay, I'm a Star Wars fan, but I only watch the live-action movies, the Skywalker saga. I don't watch the animated movies or play the games, whatever. But for us, you may, probably most of you guys watching this, who play the games and watch the animated shows, it makes the whole Star Wars canon a lot more richer and a lot more, inviting. And I think that now that this is ending, this should be an homage to what they started.